Hello, everyone. I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another adventure in GregTech New Horizons. So we are starting off today in our circuit area once again, and that's because I want to take a look at our MV circuit production once again today. So let's get into it. So there's actually one key component of our MV circuits that I want to take a look at, and it's this one right here, the good circuit boards. So the way we have been making these so far is we essentially have to put wood pulp inside of a basic assembling machine with refined glue, which gives us the phenolic circuit board. So it's this one right here. It does take a lot of time, but you get 8 in 2 minutes, so it's not too bad. And then from there, we have to turn the phenolic circuit board into the good circuit board by surrounding it with gold wire inside of a crafting table. We've automated this by using the auto workbench. So I have a ton of this phenolic circuit board, but you'll notice I do not have a lot of gold wire. In fact, I have none in here. And the problem is, gold itself is not something we have stacks upon stacks of. Well, we have a decent amount of it, I guess. We have a couple of stacks of it, but we don't have thousands of it like we do other resources like iron, copper, or tin. So what we want to do is we do not want to do this recipe anymore. I've decided we're not going to use the crafting table recipe for making the good circuits. Instead, we're going to try and make it another way, and that way is through the chemical reactor. Because if we look at the chemical reactor recipe, you will see we just need to use the phenolic circuit board with 4 gold foil, which is only a single gold ingot. 1 gold ingot gives you 1 gold foil. And for comparison, if we look at this recipe right here in gold wires, 1 gold ingot gives you 2 gold wires. So you're using 4 times the amount of gold to do this recipe right here to get the good circuit board compared to this one. But there is a catch to this. And that catch is, in order to make the good circuit board inside a chemical reactor, we need one of 2 fluids. One of the fluids is iron 3 chloride. The other one is sodium persulfate. Now, I've taken a look at these fluids right here, and as far as I can tell, we will have no issue in making either one of them right now. In fact, if we look at sodium persulfate right here, we can make that inside of an electrolyzer with the sodium bisulfate dust. I think we actually looked at this last time, but the sodium bisulfate dust is going to give us the sodium persulfate, a little bit of hydrogen as well. But to get the sodium bisulfate, we just need to combine salt and sulfuric acid. We have both of those. And we get sodium bisulfate dust, as well as the hydrochloric acid. Now, hydrochloric acid is actually quite interesting because if we look at the recipe for iron 3 chloride right here, the way you make that is with iron dust, a couple of empty cells, and hydrochloric acid. So, in a way, you could actually make sodium persulfate and you'd also get iron 3 chloride as well. But I'm not sure that we're going to actually do that because if we look at this, we only need to make one or the other to sort this thing out right here. And iron 3 chloride is actually more efficient because you only need 100 liters compared to the sodium persulfate, which needs 200 liters. So what I'm thinking right now is I think we're just going to set up the iron 3 chloride. Now, sodium persulfate does have other uses as well. It's actually used, I believe, inside the chemical bath. It's actually used for ore processing in some areas, but I really don't know that we need to do that right now. And again, there is a way, I think, setting up sodium persulfate, we could actually get iron 3 chloride out of that as well. But I don't know that I want to do that, because if we just look at iron 3 chloride straight up, you just need to set up iron dust, which is something I can kind of just feed it. I have plenty of iron, that's not a big issue. Empty cells, and then the hydrochloric acid. Now, the hydrochloric acid, I should point this out as well, is a combination of hydrogen and chlorine. Now, we have both of these gases right here, but the hydrogen, once we turn the hydrochloric acid into the iron 3 chloride, we actually get 3 cells of hydrogen, which is the exact same amount of hydrogen it takes to make the hydrochloric acid. So we're not actually using any hydrogen for this. Essentially, making iron 3 chloride boils down to a single iron dust and 3 cells of chlorine to get 1 cell of iron 3 chloride. So that's what we're going to go for today. We're going to try and get that so that we can make the good circuit boards a little bit more efficiently in terms of our gold. This will save on gold, I think, quite a bit. So let's get into it and try and get that sorted out. So let's go to sleep first since it is nighttime. And before we go downstairs, because that's where we're going to set this thing up, we also need to set one other thing as well, because last time we also were trying to work on this quest right here, which was the refined firestone. We got as far as getting the cut firestone, and the next step is to get the refined firestone. So in order to do that, all we need to do is put the cut firestone alongside 16 blocks of redstone and 16 cells of lava into the blast furnace, and that should be underway. So I do have, let's see here, there it is, 16 blocks of redstone. We have lava right here, and there's the cut firestone. Now we have to be careful here because as we saw last time, this does cause fire still. So this should be fine. Put you inside the input hatch. Okay, you're ready to go. Alright, now I have to be careful with this part. So, what do we need to do in order to make you? We're going to need circuit 1. We're going to need to grab our dolly, because I'm not putting that thing in my inventory. Let's use 1 dolly. We're going to move that chest there. We're going to put you right there. We do have an input. Not input, what is that thing? Conveyor module. That should suck it in. And let's just make sure that goes in first. It does take up to 20 seconds, so we'll see. There we go. Cut firestones in. We give you a block, 16 blocks of redstone. This should be off and running. And there it goes. So this is going to take 600 seconds, so it is going to take quite a while. So what we're going to get out of this is a refined firestone. Now, I don't know if this is going to give us issues either, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you, and we're going to put this bale right here, so that should be pushed into there. So we should be good to go on that. That's just a matter of waiting for that to come in, and then we'll see where we go from there. So while we're waiting for that, let's get on with trying to set up Iron 3 Chloride. So the area we're going to set this up is actually down in the basement. So it's down here, and I think I have everything we need on me, right? We'll see how it goes. So it's going to be right down here, because this is actually where we have access to our chlorine down here. And that's the main thing we need. And actually, I just remembered we have to head back up quickly, because we're going to need to get a little bit of hydrogen as well to kickstart the process, because the hydrogen should be recyclable. And that should be quite good, I think. So let's go grab a couple of empty cells. Where are those going to be? Right here. Let's do 12. That should be good. And we just need to get a little bit of hydrogen inside of those from down here. The gases we have over here are doing quite well. Oxygen is now completely full now, so we're doing quite well on that. We've recovered quite a bit now that we're not producing polyethylene at the moment. And of course, the only reason we're not making more polyethylene is that we don't produce oil right now, because all the oil spouts have run out. Well, there is still one back there, but I haven't hooked it up yet. Right, so we have the hydrogen. So let's head over here, and this is where we're going to set up our Iron 3 Chloride. So we've already got 2 steam turbines prepared. We've already got a pipe with some chlorine coming in. So now it's just a matter of trying to get everything set up here. So I'm going to have some chemical reactors. I've got a medium voltage fluid tank and some conveyor modules, which we may or may not need. I think we will. So let's take a look at the recipe for this again. So first we actually need to make the hydrochloric acid. So the way we're going to do that is the chlorine will be a fluid, and we're going to have the hydrogen cell, like so, right? That works? Yep, I think that does work indeed. So we're going to put a chemical reactor right here. You are going to fill up with chlorine. Perfect. We're going to... What was that circuit I think I saw? Yep, circuit 1. Hydrogen cells. And off we go. That's going to give us hydrochloric acid and empty cells, and it actually runs pretty quickly. So now we just need to give you another chemical reactor. And we need to set you to, I think both item and fluid output is going to work for this. And the reason that's going to work is the Iron 3 Chloride is going to need empty cells, because it's actually going to give us the hydrogen back, and then it's just a matter of turning that hydrogen back into here so it will be recycled again. So I think in this case, we're going to just turn you and you on. Yep, that works. It gets the empty cells and the hydrochloric acid. So now the next step we need to get is we need to get the iron dust into you. So I'm going to actually need to grab something. Yep, I don't have the barrel on me. We need iron dust as well, and we're also going to need to grab a few item pipes because we have to recycle that. So let's head back up here. I didn't prepare for this one as well as I normally do, did I? So, let's just grab a few barrels. We can always, more is better in case we need some more for some reason. And, oh, I added those. Alright, 10 item pipes will do, I think. That should be fine. So let's head back down here. Am I forgetting anything? The iron dust is down there, so we should have that, I think. Ooh, hello there. I just saw you there in the corner of my eye. Good thing I didn't look at you. We'll ignore you for now. Alright, where is the iron dust? There it is. Take 3 stacks for now, because 1 iron dust is going to give us, I think, cells, so it's going to be quite a bit. Right, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to put a barrel right here, because we're going to need an output. We're going to need a couple of outputs for this thing, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, we're going to need a couple of things, so we're going to need to do that, because that's going to recycle the hydrogen cells, I believe, if I'm correct. We're going to probably give you a conveyor module for that, because we're going to need to pump out the iron 3 chloride, if I'm correct there. So let's do that. That should be export. I think that'll work. This is going to be for the iron dust, right? So let's hook you up first. So we're going to have to come down here to do that. So we have you. Yeah, and this is going to be a little bit awkward, I think, but that should work, actually. I mean, this is a piping area, so yeah, that works. We just need to attach a conveyor module. I can do that from upstairs. Let's come over here and put that conveyor module like that. That should be... No, it's going to be import, actually, and these isn't that. Yeah, I'm starting to get confused with these again, aren't I? Alright, so we put the iron dust in. Let's just make sure that works. Because this is import, I believe, because it's going to import from that. Yep, there we go. Oh, and there we go, off and running. Alright, so that is doing something. We're going to get, in 20 seconds, I believe, we should get iron 3 chloride just like that. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Boom. Iron 3 chloride, just like that. Right, let me see and make sure I got this part right here. So this is set to import. Yeah, that should work. That should take the hydrogen cell and throw it back into there. Yep, there it goes. The chemical reactor, and that is going to give us more, and that Enderman, or Ender Creeper, isn't it? I just heard him. Right, let's be careful. I don't feel like fighting him right now. Alright, so we just got the iron 3 chloride right there, and the last step of this is going to be medium voltage fluid cell. We'll go right there. Fluid auto output is set there. And there it is. Iron 3 chloride, just like that. So, is this a quest actually anywhere now that I think about it? Oh, speaking of quests, by the way, I didn't actually show this last time, but we got the MV circuits and those quests completed right there. So, if we come here, we actually have unlocked the MV quest chapter. Of course, we're not going to start it just yet, but we've technically unlocked it, and I can hear the footsteps of that Ender Creeper. Yeah, he's right down there. Okay, I'm going to keep ignoring him. I just gotta be careful. My biggest fear, he'll teleport right in front of me, and then he'll go crazy and just blow up everything that I just made. But this isn't the worst thing in the world to have blown up, I suppose. It's just a few machines. Anyways, so we have unlocked the MV quest chapter now, technically, but of course we still have a few more quests to complete in the LVH before we do that, which we are not far from wrapping up, I don't think. But what I was looking for, what was I looking for? Yes, I was looking for the iron 3 chloride. Is there a quest for that? That's what I was thinking about. So, let's see if it is. No, I don't see it. Iron. How would you spell that? Oh, there it is. Iron 3 chloride. Ah, it's an MV. That's where it would be, right? So there is a quest for it. So we actually got quite a few things, because I think polyethylene also was a quest in the MVH. In fact, actually, let's just take a look at the MVH quickly. Look at the view mode here. So I remember polyethylene, I think we saw, was a quest right there. Yep, molten polyethylene was that one. So, iron 3 chloride, I don't know where that one might be. That was oxygen as well. Oh, there it is. Iron 3 chloride. So there's a quest for that already. I mean, we've already got this stuff now, but... yeah, there we go. We already got 9 buckets of it, so we're doing quite well. Quite happy with that, right? So yeah, that wasn't too difficult of a process. Now, we do have to keep an eye on our chlorine, because this is going to use quite a bit of chlorine. We're not recycling that like we are with the hydrogen. But... what we can do is, let's head back over here quick. What we can do is we can grab salt. And we do have quite a bit, I believe, right there. And we can process this salt inside an electrolyzer, and that will give us a decent amount of chlorine. So that's how we're going to keep this thing running for now. Yep. So we do it. How did I set this thing up, actually? I do not remember, to be honest. I don't remember which one is the input and which one's the output. I guess we'll find out. I want to say this is, but... I'll have to find out. I don't know. But yeah, look at that. 12 of those already. So that's quite good. So what we can do now is we can come here, grab that. Quite good. It looks like I got that right. Yep, I did. That'll give us some chlorine. But yeah, we are producing that stuff now. So that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. But that's not the final step yet, because now we actually have to set up one more chemical reactor up here so that we can actually turn the iron 3 chloride into these. So that's what we need to set up next. And it is nighttime here. And it looks like actually you've finished as well. So a fine firestone is done. Let's get done with these circuit boards first, and then we'll take a look at that. Because I don't think we're actually quite done with this step yet either. So, what do we need to do? We need to rejig some of this. So we've got all these circuit boards here, don't I? We don't need the auto workbench. We don't need this pipe here, which is... where is my crowbar? Because if you break it like it is, it'll actually keep the plates on it. Go. Right, so how do I want to do this? That's the first thing I need to determine. Well, we're going to need to extend our little cable line along here, I think, a little bit. At least one, so... because we're going to need to add a new machine, of course. I think we've got enough power for this. Alright, let's grab another cell, because I'm going to break this assembler as well. I don't want to waste that with fine glue. We'll grab that. We're also going to need our wire cutters. Right, so I think the way we're going to do this is I want to have the chemical reactor here. And this assembling machine here, because the way this will work, the chemical reactor should be able to push the good circuit board up to there. We do have our iron 3 chloride. So I'll probably just have to manually fill this in for now. I think that's how I'll do it. In fact, the way we can do it is we have the phenolic circuit board right there, so I can put the extras in here. And should actually have some gold foils already prepared. Yep, there we go. Got quite a bit. Are we still making more? Yeah, we are. Gold does take a while. It takes 20 seconds, so it does take some time. Right, so let's put these in here, and this should be off and running. Yes, it is. It only took 100. It does take 30 seconds, though, for one, but I'm not too concerned about that. Put the fine glue back in here. Now, it is going to take quite a bit of gold, and there's only 2 slots, so I feel like it might be better if we actually had a way of automatically stocking this. So, you know what? I'll tell you what, actually. We might make another adjustment to this. We're going to move this over one more. Let's grab the wire cutter again. Again, these are lossless cables, so we can get away with that now. We're going to move that over one more, because what we're going to do instead is put you back in. Let's see, do I have a barrel somewhere? We don't even need a very big barrel. Gold barrel? Yeah, it's kind of big. Do we have a normal one somewhere? Yes, we do. That should be more than enough. I think what I can do is I can put a normal barrel here. Conveyor module right there, which is set to import. Oh, and this isn't set yet either for the output of these, is it? There we go. So there's the good circuit boards being done like that. We have those. Let's actually grab these. Put those in there. And that did automatically fill that in. And what I should also be able to do is grab those gold foils. Put those in here as well. And that should automatically restock that as well. And the other thing I can do, of course, is I can set you now to automatically... Oh, you need a circuit, don't you? Basically, what I'm planning to do is this would automatically push the phenolic circuit boards into this barrel right here. Of course, I don't really need more of them, but we might as well test it out. What do we need for that? Circuit 1. There we go. So I think that will work. Yeah, I think it will. Pretty good setup right there. The good news is about this is going to save us a lot on gold. This is going to be a big, big improvement in our gold production. So we won't be using nearly as much gold now to make those. So that should be a pretty big upgrade. Let's go quickly see how much of this stuff that we've already made. The only thing is I'm just going to have to manually move it up and down for now. That's just the way it is. Yeah, we've got a decent amount in there for now. Yeah, that's not bad. And chlorine. Okay, we are losing chlorine a bit, but it's probably because it does take a while for it to process through the electrolyzer. So we'll see how that goes, but I don't really foresee us needing to use too much of this. Again, it's only 100, and we got 8,000, so... I mean, what is that? That's enough for 80? Just in here, so... That's quite good, and we only need one to make one MV circuit, so... This should be manageable for now. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I think gold's going to be a bigger bottleneck than the iron 3 chloride there, so... We're doing quite well. I'm quite happy with that, right? We got that done. So, next on the agenda for today is this thing right here. So, I'm not going to pick this up in here in case it is a fire hazard. So, let's grab our dolly and let's at least first test out and see in a safer environment what we can do with this. So, let's come over here. We're going to go out into the field where I know we won't be risking anything happening. What's that over there? Oh, it's just a rose bush. I thought there was a mob over there. Alright, so let's go see if this thing is a problem. Okay, we got the quest done, though. And it's not causing any fire. Lovely. Right, where was that quest at? This one right here. Right, okay, I thought we were going to actually have to charge it because it actually says... So if we read the quest, it says, cut firestone is the basic shape for producing refined firestone. Use a diamond lens or flint lens. Don't know why it says flint lens. I don't remember needing that for cutting. It is then fired with lava in the EBF, which we just did. Lastly, it is thrown into lava and charged by absorbing lava blocks around it. It needs 5,000 lava blocks to be fully charged, so a large lava lake is required, preferably in the nether. Right, I thought that's what we were going to need to do. I mean, we could test it. So it seems like it's fairly safe, but it needs to be charged. I mean, I don't know what exactly this thing is used for, but I mean, we could take a quick peek in the nether. I think we have a pretty safe lava lake around. Nope, that's not the right backpack. Right, let's do that quickly. Let me just sort out my inventory first before we head into the portal. We might as well try it out. Put you there, and then the rest of these can go in there for now. I'll sort those out later and put you there. Perfect. Right, let's go check that out then. We might as well. Right, at least we got the quest done though, because I was a little worried that we were actually going to have to fill that all the way in, but it doesn't appear we need to. Right, so we have a small lava. It's not really a lake, it's kind of like a pond right here. This is actually where I got the lava for the EBF. And I heard some people above me, but we should be safe in this tunnel. Right, so all we need to do, I think, is just throw it in. Let me turn the magnet off, and let's see if it actually does anything. Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. It is absorbing all the lava. Okay, this is actually kind of interesting. Right. Well, that was kind of neat. Oh, the magnet doesn't actually work on this. I have to click it. And that was only 2%. Right, interesting. So, that is apparently a way to get rid of lava as well if you want to, I suppose. Okay, interesting. Alright, I'm not going to test it on a bigger lava lake because it sounds like there's quite a few nasties out there right now. But I think we understand how that thing works. Interesting. Right, here we are. We're out of there. Alright, so let's go quickly take a look and make sure everything else is running fine. So, what is this thing here? So, filled with energy, you need only exert your will on it to release blistering heat. Burn time 250. Ah, so it's a fuel then. Is that what this thing does? It looks like it is. Maybe that's what it is. It's used to fuel things. Well, we don't really need that. I mean, furnace stuff is pretty easy to do since we have the steam oven. Right, so over here we're processing those, right? Yep, it's coming along. Looking good, honestly. Yeah, and these are getting pushed into here, you can see. Right, it's working. I'm quite happy with that. Right, where should I put this? Put it right there. Because I don't really think we'll use it in the end. Alright, and then let's go quickly check on our iron 3 chloride as well. Make sure that is running. How's chlorine doing? It is dropping, but we have 24 buckets in here. And that's not even counting what we put up there, which I think was about 16, so we're doing quite well. We're doing okay on iron. Yeah, we're doing good. I'm quite happy, right? Okay, so we did get one quest done, which is the Firestone one. I think that's the only quest we actually got done, but at least we knocked that out, and we will get a... We might as well get a loot bag. We don't need a lava cell. Alright, so we got one loot bag then to open up today, so let's take a look. We got 4 hoppers and 10 tracks. Well, the hoppers are not bad. You know, hoppers, they're not too expensive, but I'll take them. We do use hoppers from time to time. So yeah, I think that is where we're going to leave this episode. So we got a couple of things done. The Iron 3 Chloride, I'm quite happy with that. That really is going to help us now with the good circuits. At least the good circuit boards, saving on gold a little bit. It's going to help a lot, I think. And we got that Firestone quest finally knocked out, so that's one step closer to all the LV quests being knocked out. And I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, I think that is where we are going to leave this episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.